So we are going live right now on Facebook. So hi everybody and welcome today. I am so excited to bring you a very, 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 very special guest. This is my dear friend Savannah. Savannah, I just want to say welcome to this channel. It's such an honor to bring your high vibrational energy to my people, to my tribe. I really think that people can benefit from hearing from you. And I'm gonna shut up right now because I want to hear you talk. Welcome to the channel.
Oh, just thank you so much for having me, Erica. I always love our conversations anyway. I love being here again with you and being able to chat about things that come from my heart and speak to others' hearts and connect with your heart. I'm all happy already. We're beginning from a place of deep joy.
Oh, deep joy. And I think that's something that we have resonated on from our very first conversation of like aligning with the joy in your life, and following that joy and doing things out of joy. And we do things out of joy, like we get to where we're meant to be. So, but that's not actually, we could talk about that, but that's not actually,
We could talk about
we could
loads of
talk
things.
about, we could talk about so many different things. So today we are going to be talking about the importance of cleaning ourselves as empaths walking in a toxic world. In fact, why we must clean ourselves. So in this conversation, I would love to, if you hear some snoring, there's a trying to sleep right underneath me. So there might be some dog man noises coming up. Um, so I thought that we could start with just the conversation of what is an empath? What is a highly sensitive person? What are the signs? Like, how do you know if you are one? And then also, consequently, like, what are the gifts?
Yeah, so such a great question, and so many people are so much more empathic than I think they realise. I know for me, I was an empath and didn't really know what that was until I became. I think it was probably until I think my mum knew what was going on, but until I was about 16, I didn't really know what was happening. I don't think. And being empathic, at least from my experience, looked like hearing emotions the loudest in a room, in a space, when I walked into a space. And so when somebody was talking, if their words were saying something different to what I was feeling, especially as a child, I found that incredibly confusing because I was trying to figure out, is this mine? Is this theirs? What am I feeling? And so I think as empaths, we can often have have a slight challenge with just being able to piece together how to interact with what's around us, because we have to first identify what is ours,
Mm,
and then I also believe, however, that we are the natural leaders in an environment. Because we can feel what's happening for everybody, we will also avoid anything that's going to hurt people, because indirectly it will end up hurting us also.
mhm.
So to there's so many ways we could approach this, but essentially I feel an empath is somebody who has the capacity to listen on an emotional level
Mm.
and really be aware of what's happening around them usually from a very early age, or after some kind of shock that kicks in a survival mechanism. Sometimes it happens in different ways.
Yeah, I can totally relate to everything you just said. For me, being an empath really just it comes with this like heightened sensitivity. I feel things that other people don't. I have an ability to, I don't know, read people beyond, like you said, beyond what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like someone walks in the room and I can immediately feel, oh wow, this guy's going through something, or like wow, or like, oh wow, you're doing really well, or like,
Mm-hmm.
and consequently with that ability to feel, I think this has been a big part of my journey. When I can very easily get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I can get overwhelmed by what I feel. And then I want to run and hide, or I've had a long relationship with smoking weed in a way that was numbing me
Mm-hmm.
because I was feeling so much. So, we take on stuff. So
Yeah.
we take on stuff, we don't know what's ours. And this, I think, is the journey of like learning to understand, like, this is mine, this is yours. I don't actually need to take yours on, right?
Yeah.
um yeah, would you add anything to that?
Yeah, I think everything I agree and feel, strongly with everything you've said there. I would probably, the only other thing I would say is that overwhelm is just because, at least this has been my experience, that overwhelm that you feel when you are like a sponge to everything that's in your environment is simply because you need to learn to either digest or rebuff where it's appropriate. And this kind of speaks to some of the stuff, you know, we were talking about before we got on the call.
Why don't we let's share?
To do
we were just having a conversation that was just going. It was going. We were just going all these places. It was like, wait, we have to.
We need to stop.
We need to just record and share this. So I was. Where do you want to talk about the thing with the baby and seeing the fighting? Or what, where did you,
I mean, I can relate to that because I have a story like directly to that. So I think the reason my sensitivity got switched on so early, aside from some physical things that I had happen, things that I ingested unknowingly, was that when I was about, I think I must have been about 1, because I was big enough to crawl, because I remember it really distinctly. My parents were having an argument and I was in my cot in Ecuador. And I wanted to get out of the cot because I wanted somebody to cuddle me, because I think I was feeling quite panicked and insecure. And I managed somehow to like climb out of my cot and just crawl to the edge of the door. And I started to cry because I could hear them fighting. And I just curled up behind the door. And my mum told me afterwards, like some years later, obviously, when I could remember what she was saying, that she felt really guilty about that, because one of my things that my dad was saying is don't comfort her. You need to just let her cry, you know, and then she won't wake us up in the night. Not that I think I was that disturbed as a child. But she said she felt really bad because she came in the morning and found like a little cold body like behind the door, like curled up. And I really distinctly remember like the slit of light under the door. And so I think in that moment, that screaming and shouting and fighting, and the fact that nobody came when I called, made me feel very alone, made me feel like I can't trust these people. They're not going to be there for me. I can only rely on myself, and therefore I'm not going to ask anybody or them for help. And then that kicked in a whole load of like survival mechanisms, which then meant all I was interested in was reading the emotional field of the people that I was around, because is there going to be an argument? Is this going to have to be something I need to protect myself from? You know?
Well,
so quite primal, sorry.
No, that's great. That's you know, I think it's amazing that you can remember that experience, because I feel like for me, and I imagine for so many people, like we don't remember what it was, but we take in that energy and we create those core beliefs, and then we grow up and we don't remember what happened, but we do inside have this feeling of like, I'm not safe. I can't trust others. I can't rely on others. Like the world is not safe. Like I have to, and again, you know, if people are upset, like I'm not safe if people are upset. So I have to like please people. I have to, you know, I have to sacrifice my truth so I can take care of others, so they're okay. So then I can feel more okay, because I feel deeply unsafe when my parents are fighting, when, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I was telling you about, I just went into this.
He's interested.
He's interested. That's how he shows he cares. That's Bronco. Yeah, happy Saturday, everyone. I also want to say I'm in the I have the screen up with the comments on Facebook. I see everyone chiming in. Linda Plotner says this is so me. Nora Lewis says cleansing the negative others more is needed for our mental health, and setting boundaries with the energy vampires out there draining us with negative drama. I mean, yeah, you know, she's saying that we have to cleanse the negativity of others. You know, we have to cleanse negativity in so many ways. We have to do it energetically, we have to do it physically, we have to do it emotionally. I was just telling you about this amazing ayahuasca ceremony that I just sat in, where I went in with that intention. I'm ready to clean. I'm ready to clear out these old vibrations. I was telling you about this book that I read about, it's all talking about victim consciousness and how we end up engaging in the drama triangle of the victim, the perpetrator, and the rescuer, and how these are essentially survival strategies that are created within us when we have these like formative, yeah, formative English, formative, like sort of trauma experiences as little ones. And the book, they talk about this experience that was a lot like your own, and where they talk about this little baby that watches their parents fight in the same room, watching it happen. The little baby does not understand what's going on, does not understand what they're fighting about, does not understand anything. The baby's just reading the energy of this turmoil and this resistance between their parents. And the baby takes that energy in. And even though it doesn't understand it, and even though it won't remember this, I mean, I'm impressed that you remembered yours, but I
I
don't
didn't
remember.
remember straight away. It's something that
Okay.
came to me. And then when I said to my mum, I've got this image of like a slit under a door, she was like, I feel really bad. And this is
Oh,
when
wow.
it all came out.
So whatever memory we have or don't have, we take that energy into our bodies. And as a young child, then growing up, we have these like little seeds of these beliefs of like, I'm not safe. The world is not safe. It's not safe to be around people who are angry.
Mm-hmm.
This is happening, like everything is happening to me, like I don't have power, like, right? And so we grow up and then we become adults. That's questionable. Unsupervised children running around the world. The other word for adults. uh, and we're operating in a state of dysfunction,
Yeah.
based on something that happened that we don't even remember. So I went into this ayahuasca ceremony with this intention, like, all right, God, all right, spirit, I don't know what this shit was, but I'm ready to let it go. And I had such a powerful experience. I was literally purging it out. And as I was purging, I was like, okay, I don't understand what this is, but my body knows where it is, and my body knows how to get rid of this. So I just surrendered. I surrendered into this process of cleaning. And as I was having this really powerful purge, I was in the rain. It was in this fire pit. There was no fire because it was raining. I was like having this powerful purge, and I was just like, ding, it's really important that we clean ourselves, because it was kind of this like very like primal moment, and yet it was like this like, this is true. This is right. We need to be doing this. And I was thinking about that. So I know you from the Detox company, Touchstone
Yeah.
Essentials, and I am so grateful. I've been taking this product for about 6 months now. And as I was having this like big energetic cleanse, I was just seeing all these parallels with where I'm at in my life, and just realizing like, this is more important than I even realized, because I've been carrying around this shit that has been affecting me emotionally, spiritually, physically, energetically. It's affecting the way that I show up in the world. It's affecting how I'm like, whether I'm like confidently asserting myself, or kind of like manipulating others to get my needs met. So this is so important. So we're talking about energetic cleansing, we're talking about physical cleansing. What would you say? Where would you go?
Oh, I mean, I love the conversation about cleansing and detoxing. I have been exploring this conversation with the detox product for like 10 years, but prior to that, like I was already working with this particular piece, because to me, I was watching people struggle in their lives and struggle with things that seemed unnecessary, to be honest. As soon as they began to apply principles, like what one of your lovely viewers said a minute ago about, putting some boundaries in and understanding how to cleanse energetically, but also then beginning to look at what that means physically, because I really feel that our physical bodies are instruments, and our ability to our
That means I
ability
agree.
to like have clean, clear feedback for what's happening around us then allows us to more easily put healthy boundaries in place. A lot of the time, especially when you're an empath, and I know because I used to do this, when we put a boundary in place, sometimes we can be slightly severe, and it's a protective mechanism, because we've had to work so hard to like put that boundary in place, that it can come off very fierce. Now, there's nothing wrong with a bit of fierceness. Sometimes that is its place, but usually speaking, a boundary can be kind but firm. There doesn't need to be any give in it, but it can be implemented in a very peaceful way. So it's a real journey with cleansing. because those boundaries are one area of cleansing.
Mhm.
In terms of your body, that's another layer, because you're looking at being able to have like clear feedback, because you're using your body as a tool, as a compass, as an instrument, for absorbing or figuring out the information that's around you, knowing what is your own. Then you have your mind, because your mind can get stuck in loops and stories. And a lot of that, although some of it can be instigated from childhood, a lot of that is also affected from what's inside you. So if you're, you know, if you're hungover, for example, as opposed to if you're hydrated, your mental clarity is going to be in a whole different ballpark.
Mhm.
Now, there's no judgment of that. That's just a pure. It's a fact. Like, one will have these consequences and one will have these consequences. And for me, detox and cleansing is about the practice of taking responsibility for ourselves, but mostly through kindness and self care, as opposed to fierceness and attacking ourselves. Because sometimes we think we have to get rid of and purge out these things, and there's nothing wrong with a bit of purging, but it's not because there's anything wrong with you. It's because you are looking after yourself. It's because you deserve. It's like you would want to brush your teeth because it feels nice. It's the same kind of thing when we're looking at whether it's stuff to do with cleansing in our bodies or cleansing boundaries. It's just because it feels better. That's why we would want to do it that way, you know? And it's just connecting to how to find joyful, peaceful, and pleasant ways to do all
Mm.
of these things.
This reminds me a lot. Thank you so much for sharing that. This reminds me a lot of what I've been learning about in my herbal studies, is the difference between like a big hero's dose, flush my liver, versus more subtle medicine, where it's like, okay, instead of doing a big hero's dose, flush your liver in one moment, how about you take these plants for 6 months,
And
drink,
then,
and yeah, and right. So like my ceremony, that was like a big one. That was a big one, but that's not something I would do often. That's sort
yeah,
of like, this, it's a different kind of medicine. So I'm learning a lot about more subtle medicines, which are the foundation of my cleaning, right? And so yeah, so you shared with me, we met about half a year ago, about 6 months
I
ago.
think it must be, yeah.
It was when I went back to the States last time, when
Yeah.
I think it must have been October, November. And we had our first conversation about these products. And I remember I was so inspired after hearing you talk about these. I was like, all right, I'm ready to I want to get going. And I've been taking these now for 6 months. And talk about a subtle medicine. It wasn't like a big explosion in my life, but it's subtly over time. My mind is becoming clear.
Mm-hmm.
My body is becoming clear. My digestion is clearing up. And so I'm wondering if you can share with my audience here, about these products and what they should know about, like, what is this? What is
Yeah,
this
sure.
subtle medicine?
Happily. I mean, for me, it's similar to you. Like, it was fairly subtle, but it was also life changing. I from a very early age, as I said, was very empathic, and so I started doing all sorts of meditation and different practices, even different detoxes and different things to try and help me manage that sensitivity. And pretty much, if you know about it, I've probably tried it, because I've spent most of my life exploring these different things. It seems to be my journey this time round. And about 10 years ago, I started taking the Pure Body and the Pure Body Extra, and they are, I think I've got some here as well, because I've got mine. So
Alexa.
this one is the one that helps the gut mostly, and what it's made up of. Let me explain that first. So what it's made up of is something called clinoptyl zeolite, and it's basically where lava meets the ocean. And as that happens, there is a magnetic charge that is created, and that charge is a negatively charged particle. That sounds like a bad thing, but it's not, because all the toxins that live in our bodies, whether that is heavy metals, whether that is plastics, microplastics, whether that is, I know, right?
Ugh.
Whether that is even things like sulfites, actually. But all of those things are positively charged particles. And these are fully natural. And what happens when they go into your body, they've been created in a very special way, in that the only thing that's in the actual product is the product, and it's held in water, and it is being cleaned, so there's no toxicity in it. And the company has put water and trace minerals in there to like keep it's like a cage like structure. That's why my hands are like this. They've put water and trace minerals in to help keep that available. So as it goes into your body goes, oh, I like that water and those trace minerals. So it removes it. And then that cage is then available to pass through your body, attracting to it all the positively charged particles.
So it's like mini magnets moving through your body.
Exactly. But it's only in your system for like 6 hours. And these are two different sizes. So this one is a big one. It's got like a big size, big particle size.
I haven't taken it today, so I'm gonna demonstrate.
You go for it. I've done mine. I did mine a little while ago. And then this one is a really much smaller particle size, and that tiny particle size can go everywhere water can go in your body. So all the tiny little areas in your body that only water can get to, this is the one that does that job. And for me, what happened and why I love these so much, there are many things I do for detox. I mean, I've just finished writing like a book on Human Food 101, it's called, which is for like all sorts of recipes and clean things you can do for your body. And I do like various different cleanses and what have you. But the reason I love these so much is because they are easy to take. There's no like adverse reactions or effects, and all it does, like you said, over time is it cleans and cleans and cleans and cleans, and you just feel better and better and better and better.
And this product can also help people lose weight. Can you explain the connection between weight gain and toxicity in the body?
So a lot of the time, the reason people hold weight is because our body is trying to help us. And so it sequesters the toxins that live in us with fat, because it seals the toxins, and so therefore those toxins then can't harm us, because our body can't expel certain things itself. It needs help, especially with heavy metals. It's really difficult for our body to let them go. And so what these do is they help, clean out those toxins, and then the body can let go of the fat because it's no longer necessary. Our body's so wise. I mean, this is what I've loved over the last 25 years of like working with detox, is exactly that, is just seeing how much wisdom the body has and what it will do when you give it the tools that it needs. So
I'm just responding in the comments right now. I saw people sometimes when I go between the two windows, it can get a little weird here. Wait, there we go. So guys, if you're interested in the product that we're talking about, I have posted the link. It says Erica's detox discount, and so there is a discount. Can you tell people about the opportunity to try this, how they get the discount, what they have to do if they want to tell them how's it done?
Yeah. So basically, because Erica loves this and because I love this as well, and we've spoken to the company, they're very kindly offered Erica and her audience 82% off for this product alone. You can add this product if you like, which I think is around $30, but this product is the one that you get 82% off, which is great because this is the more expensive one. So that works out well. And what happens is, as you decide to purchase that product, you can obviously also add that into the cart if you want to. It automatically puts you onto an auto ship for next month at a 20% discount, which at any point you can cancel. Like, there is no, conditions to this. There's no trickery going on. Like, you literally just contact the customer support and you say, I don't want the order for next month, and they will just take it off. It's no problem at all. However, like Erica said, and this is what my experience has been and many other people that I've worked with, if you decide you want to commit and you want to try it for like a few months, it's essentially about a month's supply, but it's usually a bit more. This one's slightly more. It's normally about 5 weeks, that one. But this one's a month's supply. And it gives you the opportunity over like several consecutive months to take it and really see what it can do for you. And I'd really recommend that, just because it's time that will allow you to see the difference with it. So that's kind of it, really. It's free shipping to the US, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand and Canada, and everywhere else in the world. It will tell you as you put the information in where, how much it will cost to get to where you are, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I believe in this product so strongly, and it is an investment. It's a high quality product, and I strongly believe that if you have the disposable income, if you have the willingness to invest in yourself, because I was saying this before, it's like you're going to invest in your health one way or another, but is it going to be those at the doctor's office? Is it going to be in the emergency room? Is it going to be in surgery? Is it going to be, or is it going to be in buying products like this that help you take care of yourself so you get to potentially avoid those things later on, especially as you get older. Women who are, I was just talking to some women the other day, they were telling me about, when they started getting into their 50s, things started getting a lot more difficult in their bodies, right? Because there was this accumulation that had built up over time. So it's like, where are you going to invest? Like what side of the equation? So
It's so true.
so
I,
Chantal,
I was just gonna say, like, it's so true. Um, when you, the thing I love about these is they just make everything else that you do work better, because you're helping your body have that foundation. And we were talking about empaths earlier, and one of the biggest thing for me that this did, I'd never been able to turn down other people's emotions. And it's because I later discovered that I'd actually been exposed to heavy metals in utero, and I had quite high mercury load in my system. So when I took these, it was really powerful for me. And over, I think it took me about 2 years, I began to be able to like turn it down. I can turn it back up. Like, it hasn't disappeared, my ability to be sensitive to the information, but I now have a choice as to how much it comes in or not anymore, because it helped me to distinguish, the difference between mine and theirs, which shocked me, because I wouldn't have ever said in a million years that something that I would take could help support that process.
I can relate. In After taking this for 6 months, I feel better than ever in myself. Like, I feel stronger in myself. I think my audience can see it. People are always telling me like, "Oh wow, your eyes are so radiant," or like, "You look so beautiful." And it's like same external, but I've been changing on the inside, and I really feel like this is a big part of that, which is why I'm so excited and passionate to bring this to my people. So, I highly recommend, if you can do it, stay on it for at least 3 months, 6 months,
Yeah.
like see how you feel. Like, you can do the 1 month, and I imagine you'll feel something, but you'll really see the impact if you stick with it over time. And speaking of time, I see a comment from Chantal. She says, sounds like something I need. I've worked in a vinyl manufacturing factory for the past 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And then she adds, can this product then still remove the toxins that are covered in fat? Like, does it get through the fat?
Yeah, because what your body will start to do, because the body will start to recognize that there's something helping remove the toxicity, it will start to help break the fat down.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, wow.
so the body will automatically step in to support you. This is what I gives me goosebumps every time I talk about this, because this is what I love about how powerful and wise our system is. Like,
Mm.
when you give it what it needs, your body will show up and help you to make the thing happen, because that's all it's there. That's all it wants to do. That's what it's built to do. It's constantly healing and providing and nourishing. It's
I
just
love
us helping it.
I
Sorry,
love
love.
this idea of like allying with our body.
Yeah.
Like, our natural state is to heal. Like,
Yes.
our bodies are designed to heal themselves,
Yes.
and we just have to like be in collaboration with our bodies.
Yes.
So things like taking the Pure Body Extra, or speaking kindly to yourself, or
Yes.
having good boundaries, or feeding your body really like water dense nutritious food, you know, like these. I was even thinking about that in the ayahuasca ceremony when I was like, all right, here we go, like, okay, body, like, I'm here, I trust you, I don't know exactly what we need to do, but I know that you do, so I'm here to support you and to surrender and to listen. So I think that's also the thing, like, our bodies are sending us messages all the time, asking for our attention, asking for things from us. But we, I mean, it's very common that we don't listen. And then the things they grow, they have to grow in intensity until there's, you know,
There's no way of ignoring it.
there's no way of ignoring it. You can't, like, it gets loud enough that you can't ignore it anymore. You
I
know?
kind of love that. I love that we're built that way. It's
Wow.
quite funny, really.
It is, you know, it's funny when you get to the other side and you can be
Yeah,
like,
it's on the other side.
oh,
It's funny. It's not
okay.
funny in it.
No, it's not funny when you're in the darkness of like, why am I
It really
feeling so
isn't.
sick and tired? And you know, but I mean that journey is part of the awakening, you know, to get to that point where you realize, wait a minute, I've been doing this to myself the whole time.
Yeah,
So,
that's the thing.
so what else can I do? So how can I shift? So I start treating myself differently so I can have a different future, because where I am right now sucks.
Yeah, yeah. And the biggest thing to the biggest demon ever in our lives is something that is born out of us. Like there is nothing external to us that really has, had that level of decay towards us. It's something usually that we build in ourselves and we agree with the bad things that we hear about ourselves, and then that slowly like breaks us down inside. When you get into, and I'm laughing and giggling about it, but I've been in like some deep dark not very nice places, like proper doo-doo, and not in, just feeling terrible and like I didn't want to exist or be in the world or anything, like severe darkness, and yet when I supported my body to feel better, that demon in my own head, that fear, um, began to have a quieter and quieter voice, because I was able to, I want to say, it's not dispel it, because I think there's a place for our darkness actually. But I was able to meet it and take it out of the driving seat, which was where it had been sitting for most of my life, unbeknownst to me.
Oh.
And it's a beautiful thing when you can love that part of yourself and help it be there in a way that's productive for you, and in fact even creative for you, because that part of you is phenomenally creative usually.
Yeah, you know, I was just talking to a friend about, he's reading a book about the greatest artists who also had the most struggle, you know, Ernest Hemingway, Sylvia Plath, the list goes on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
This is an example of people who had those really deep, dark, you know, voices, but were able to channel it into some niche, some creativity. So, you know, I've of the belief, especially, you know, my journey with parasites. I mean, that's like a darkness, right? And initially and so much of the typical approach is, you know, excuse me. It's his stretch. He's yeah. All right. It's not a comment on what I'm
He's
saying.
oming for you.
Yeah, he's oming. So, you know, originally with parasites, the idea is like, okay, nuke your system, take antibiotics, get it out, like wipe it out. And what I've come to understand is like, that's really not healthy for my body to wipe everything out. What's better for my body is to come into equilibrium and in with harmony with all of this darkness. I'm never going to get rid of the darkness within me. I'm never going to get rid of the voice of sadness and the voice that wants to latch on to something that takes me into a downward spiral. That's part of me. But what I can do, like you said, is I can, first of all, take it out of the driver's seat, and I can build a relationship with it where it doesn't control me, you know, because that darkness is part of being human. We're never going to get away from it.
And you shouldn't want to, because if you try and get rid of that part of yourself, you lose your character, I think. These things help us, push into different facets of ourselves that make us
darkness makes me fun. It makes me fun.
My
darkness makes me fun.
Yeah, totally, absolutely. the thing is, all it normally it needs is some form of love.
Hmm.
And being able to be in a big enough space in yourself where you have that sense of space because you're not like bombarded by everybody else's emotions around you, then allows you to meet that part of yourself and find out what it's actually asking for.
Yeah. Oh, I totally resonate. Before we started this whole journey a year and a half ago, I was like not in balance. I had like really bad parasites. I was so overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed by like the internet audience. I was overwhelmed by everything. And I felt like I could barely handle life. And since then, I've changed a lot. I've changed my diet. I've deepened my meditation practice. I did the yoga training a year ago. I've really deepened my spiritual practice, my morning practice, and then taking the detox. And I just feel that now I'm at this moment in life where it's like, wow, I can handle myself. I can
Mm-hmm.
handle you. I'm not overwhelmed by this person. No, I can support people. I had an
Mm-hmm.
experience the other day where a dear friend of mine, she was going through some stuff, and she said to me, she said, I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to be brought down by what I'm going through. And I'm like, girl, I can handle your darkness. Like,
Yeah.
I can handle your darkness. I want you to know that I'm here for you. Your darkness is not going to overtake me because
Mm-hmm.
because I am a gatekeeper of the
Yeah.
darkness, quite honestly, at this point in my life. I've had so much experience with that low frequency, and I have learned to dance with it and make peace with it, that I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of the dark because I am the dark.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I have a comment here from Chantal. She said, again, I've neglected myself. I have so neglected myself over all the years of work, 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 and working to help everyone else. I am so ready to work with my body and to listen to it.
Oh, awesome.
Amazing. What would you say to Chantal?
I'd say go for it, Chantal, because it sounds like you're a woman with a huge heart who has a lot to offer. And that heart will only glow brighter and stronger the more you give to yourself, the more you can pour out and give to those that you care about. That is the thing that is the most profound for me about really looking after ourselves. We so, especially if we've been empathic and we've been rescuers and all of those things, and I can stick my hands and feet up to that because I've definitely done all of those. um, we tend to always put ourselves at the bottom of the list, but the irony is if you put yourself at the top, there's so much more you can bring to those that you care about because you're nourished and you can't help but overflow
Mm,
from that point. So I'd say firstly that, and then I would say just remember to take one step at a time and just know that if you're continually taking positive steps towards it, even if it's like a tiny thing, even if it's just like the detox product, or if it's just like I'm going to do a meditation for 30 seconds in the morning, like whatever it is, start in the moment and start just one day at a time, one thing at a time. Don't try and like do everything all at once, because what you need to aim to create is sustainability.
mm,
That's what will help you find, the barriers and boundaries and foundations of your own space, so that you can then step into yourself fully. So start small.
this is what we were talking about with the subtle medicine.
Yeah.
There's this tendency to want to, like, all right, I need to fix it. I need to change it. I need to do it now. And it's like, that's actually not how nature works. Like,
Mm-mm.
nature works in a subtle progression over time. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really like, give yourself time, and
Mm-hmm.
this, what the advice that you're giving, I really wish that I had heard that when I was starting that big change. Gosh, a year and a half. Oh, gosh, year and a half ago, maybe, where I decided to get sober again, stopped smoking, stopped drinking, broke up with my partner, started down the Ayurvedic path, changed my diet, started bringing spices, herbs and spices, and then plants into my life. And it was really overwhelming at the beginning. I felt like I'd been doing everything wrong. I felt like messed up. I felt like I was broken. I felt like, in a way, I felt hopeless. And I think it was also because I was coming from this mindset of like, all right, I see that I've messed up and I have to fix it right now. And it's like,
But it's also decompression. Like we so
mm,
quickly think like once I set down that path of like I'm doing all the right things, why am I not feeling amazing immediately? Like if your system has been in a particular way of doing things for a certain amount of time, it's going to take time for it to go, because we were talking about that survival thing earlier. It's going to take time for it to go, can I trust this? Is she going to keep doing this? Like you're in that constant conversation with yourself, which is why some form of meditation is so helpful, because you want to be able to really hear what's going on. And so when you decompress to begin with, like, you're going to need to get a bit messy, and you need to be comfortable in the messiness in order to get to the next phase, which is why, if you can remember to just keep taking one little step at a time. And my favorite phrase that I always, like, I've got it all over the place in my home, on my phone, like everywhere, is give everything the time it deserves. Because it's so easy to, like, run away and think, right, well, if I clean all of this and the mess is gone, and then that's out of me and then it's done. But actually, from that mess will be pieces of, like, incredible creativity, or something that is really your passion in life that you've been ignoring, that you didn't quite realize you could go ahead and create a full career from. You know, there's all these pieces that will come into play if you let yourself, like, decompress and then go, what have I got? Wow, okay, now what do I want to keep? And then start moving forward from that place. But it's a real conversation back and forth with yourself.
Yeah, and what I'm also hearing is this idea of, like, developing a relationship, like a deeper relationship with yourself and your body. I know for me in my journey, I remember seeing the psychic woman, the woman who led me here to Guatemala, who I followed here. We did a session in Thailand before, and she tuned into my body, and she's like, it's like your relationship, it's like your body is like your circus tiger, and you, like, make it do tricks, and you, like, you neglect it, and you just, like, you make it, like, do things for people, but and you, like, put it on display, but you're not really taking care of it, and it's like really harmful what you're doing. And so, like, and I had to admit, like, that was true. Like, I wasn't listening to my body. I was like a neglectful mother with my body. So I feel like in this time, I think that was probably about 4 years ago. That journey in the last 4 years has been so much about repairing my relationship, like, with myself, with my body, listening. And, you know, and the thing about relationship is that you don't instantly become best friends with someone. That takes time. Like, that takes many interactions, that takes many moments of connection and experiences, and like paying attention, and, you know, like, aha and oh and whoa. I remember when I was going through that big change a year and a half ago, I went offline for 40 days, which was really hard to do because I'm here every day, and it felt like a big death. It felt like a huge death I was going through. But I was reflecting, one of the best things about that time and that silence was I was really able to just, like, be present. I would eat something, and then I would just, like, be able to feel what it was doing to my body. I had this new presence. I was noticing, oh, when I eat that, I get really tired afterwards. That's a sign that I'm not digesting it well. Oh, I never noticed that before. I never noticed that because I was not paying attention. It's like if you have a baby and you don't pay attention to it, like,
listening is such a powerful thing. I love that you brought that up, because it's everything. Being able to really listen to yourself, and those around you.
I really keep him around because he makes me laugh.
That's a good enough reason, to be honest, to have anybody around.
Yeah, he brings me joy with his groan. Oh my God. I just, the completely different subject. A pregnant dog has taken refuge in the doghouse on my front lawn. So now I have, like, 6 newborn puppies. So this next chapter is all about puppies. Oh my gosh, I'm really excited. So so anyways, we're coming to the top of the hour now. So we can just start wrapping up. So just to say, you know, if anyone has been, if this resonates, like, this could be your message, like, this could be, like, the sign that you were waiting for. For me, you know, meeting you, Savannah, has just been such a gift. I mean, you came, it's so cool. Like, you even came and visited me in Guatemala, and it was great. Do you remember? And I had run out of the Pure Body detox, and you came and you brought me this gift. And I'll never forget the moment, because I'd stopped taking it for about a month.
I wish I'd filmed it.
Oh my God, that moment when you gave it to me, I was like, oh my God, I, like, started clawing at Roger Tower was there. I literally started clawing at the package to, like, get inside, like, give it to me. Give it to me. That was it demonstrated my passion for this detox.
I mean, I know how you feel. I'm the same. If I run out and it arrives, I'm like ripping the package open.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So guys, I hope that everyone out there gets to have the chance to understand why I wanted to claw my way through to these detox products, because they really help me feel good. If you have noticed that I have been doing better, I sincerely believe it's a big part thanks to this Pure Body Extra and the Pure Body. So like this one's good for, this is like the bigger one. This is good for your gut. So if you have like
the gut, your gut needs big particles, because otherwise it goes out of the gut. So this stays inside the gut basically as it goes through.
Okay. And then this one is the nano size. These are the smaller particles. So that goes.
What they've done with this is they've used sound, and they've inserted those tiny mini cages, and they've put it inside a water molecule.
Wow, using sound. That's amazing.
Amazing.
And
right? I love, like, technology is phenomenal.
This is a naturally occurring mineral that's found in nature where the lava hits the ocean. But there are other ones out there that are not necessarily as high quality as this. This has gone through a process to really clean it, because if it's a little magnet, who knows what it's been picking up on the way to your body. Exactly what it's already gotten it. So these have been cleaned. These have been cleaned with so much love, and you know, I love it. You really love the people involved in this company. Like, you know the owner of the company. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
He's awesome. It's a family-run business and a family-owned business, which I believe it always will be. I don't think that's ever going to change. It's 10 years old. I've known them since the beginning, and all I can say is through the whole thing is the integrity and the love and the care and the attention that goes into anything that they create blows me away. So yeah, they're great people, and it's no surprise that they create great things as a result. But it's all natural, organic practices. It's as clean and as good as you can get it. It's, sustainably sourced, all the things that you would want it to be, right down to the packaging. So
nice.
Yeah.
Denise is asking, does it mix well with essential oils?
I mean, are you taking the essential oils internally? Is the first question I would have. I don't know that I wouldn't. You can put it on you topically. Oh, it's one of my little lambs. A little cat. She's off on a wander. You can put it on topically, but I'd probably take it orally, to be honest, just because it goes in and does so much things. I mean, they're both based in water. So I guess it depends which essential oils you have. Some of them are more viscous than others. Like, it's a bigger conversation. I'd need a little bit more context to answer that question fully.
Nice. So I'm just looking at, guys, if you have any final questions, put them in the comments. Amy asks, you have taken that all your life?
No. So the company's only been around for 10 years. So I came across them 10 years ago, but like every other kind of detox that you can possibly think of, I've probably tried, because that's been my path of this life. And there's very few things I recommend. There's literally like a handful of things that I recommend, and these are like a key part of my arsenal, because they just work, and it's easy to take because they don't taste of anything funny. Like, the only thing with this one is tastes a little bit like clay, but if you put it in water, it doesn't taste of anything. And this one just tastes like water. So like all the clients I've ever worked with, and I've worked with like tens of thousands of people now, like all the clients I've ever worked with, I get them on this as like the first footing for anything, just because it's palatable, kids can take it. The
animals can take it too, right?
Animals can take it. My cat takes it. I've seen dogs take it. Like, the only thing you can't take it with is if you're on chemotherapy, because it will remove the chemo from your system, but great on the other side, once you're on the other side of that, if that's your choice of path. But you can pretty much, anybody can take this, because it's such a natural, easy to absorb, and has no pressure on your body's own organs, because it's not your liver that's detoxing this or your kidneys. Nothing's working to clean this. The whole job is doing it itself. It's inert, it goes into your system, and 6 hours later it's out of your system, and all it's done is collected the toxin and then just passed it, so it becomes a neutral state.
So Denisha is asking, what are the ingredients? She said she ordered but can't find the ingredients list.
So it's literally only clinoptyl zeolite and water,
which is a naturally occurring mineral.
Yeah, it says hydrated clinoptyl zeolite. It's a naturally occurring mineral. That's the one that it says on that. It'll say it on the back of the packet, and it should actually say it. You've got the supplement facts. If you look in the FAQs on the page, um, then it should show you like they have to put it because it's like a legal thing. The little supplement facts on the back of the bottle. They can't quite see it because of my light, but it's literally just clinoptyl zeolite. That's it.
So Joe Drews is asking for the name. So honey, the Pure Body Extra, this is the nano size, the tiny particles goes everywhere, including your brain. Is that true? Can we say that
We're
or
not
no?
legally allowed to say that, but it goes everywhere water can go. And if I would say your brain probably does deal with water in your body, considering that it's made up of 80% of that. So I'd say it's a fairly strong chance.
Nice. So there's the Pure Body Extra. So the link, I'm gonna drop the link one more time. The link is in the
so what these do is
the link is in the description. And the link is also, I just put it there in your comment, Joe. So that, oh, where are you? Let me pull up my window. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that link goes to the discount for just this one. Now you get the discount by signing up for the auto ship. That means that if you don't get off the auto ship, you will be charged again the next month, and they'll send you a new one, which is actually pretty great. Goes to the discount for just this. Wait.
There's a delay with Facebook.
I got two windows open, and one of them is making noise. Okay. This is the trying to respond to people's comments opens the window that makes the noise. And okay, so then this is the other one that you'd have to add on to your order. This is the Pure Body. So this is Pure Body Extra. This is just Pure Body. So this is the bigger one that goes into your gut and stays in your gut and cleans out your gut. And this is the one that goes anywhere in the body that water goes. Now, if you only do one, I would probably do this one.
Yeah. If you've got to only do one, then just start with that one. Yeah, because it's at a discount. Just try it. But for some people, especially if they've got like gut problems, they tend to get a better result if they take, you'll get a better result if you take the two together anyway. But if you have a particular propensity to like a gut issue, then I would start with the bigger size dose. But otherwise, yeah, you've got to start anywhere. Just start with the big one because it's at a discount. You can see if you like it, see how you get on with it, and then take it from there.
Nice. I highly recommend if you want to try it, give it some time, really feel in your body the result. So the discount that we're talking about, that's only for the first month, but then if they stay on, they continue to get, you said some other discount?
Yeah, so so your first order is at the discount, and then any subsequent orders is charged at the full price.
Okay.
Just so that's transparent. But if you're on the auto ship, that full price has a 20% discount. So there's an advantage to staying on the auto ship.
Okay, awesome. And that's for new customers.
Yeah.
So also if you want to be like a ninja about it, what I did when I went back to the States is I used my sister's email, or no, I became a new customer, and then I just ordered a 5-month supply with the biggest discount that they offered.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped the auto ship. So I just got I brought the 5 months back with me. It was an investment, but it's worth it. I believe it's worth investing in my health. I believe that. So I put my money where my mouth is.
Yeah. You can do it either way, whichever way you prefer.
Yeah. So, all right, let me just see. I'm going to go back and just see if there are any last questions. Lynn's asking, have you experienced any gas or diarrhea when you first start? So that's a question. What can people expect when they start taking this Pure Body?
So the dosage that's on there is 4 drops, which is this one, or 4 sprays, which is this one, and you take it 3 times a day. If you have, it's unusual. Sometimes it happens. Some people have a strong response. You can just reduce the dose because it's only in your system for 6 hours. So you could take it like 1 drop and 1 spray 3 times a day, and then build up and see how you go. I've known a handful of people have a little bit of diarrhea if they've particularly got bad gut problems, but it's literally just for like a half a day and then it's gone. But it's unusual for that to happen. Mm-hmm. Mostly speaking, people just find that actually they're more regular, but not in a normal way, like their bowel movements are regular in a normal way. And they just feel more comfortable in their tummy. They find that if they have allergies to food, that's reduced. They find that their energy levels are improved. They find that they begin to hydrate better. Like, usually speaking, it's, you know, you have a plus, 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 plus that happens with it. And whilst it is detoxing you, there's no real intensive detoxing symptoms, simply because it's not your body that's cleaning the stuff out. It's the actual zeolite that's cleaning the stuff out, that's just passing through your body. So there's no pressure on your organs. So there's no like big reaction or anything like that, physically, generally speaking.
I know for myself, the only thing I really noticed was and I remember messaging you like I noticed I had a little bit of a headache, and you encouraged me to drink more water. So because what we're doing is we're harnessing, we're catching, we're caging up those toxins, and then we're flushing them out. So you have to drink a lot of water to really assist your body to just flush them out. So Joe is asking,
support thing you were talking about before.
What was that?
It's the same as the support thing we were talking about
before.
Just
supporting our body.
The body with the thing that it needs in that moment, which will be more water.
And your body will know what to do. Your body will know what to do, and your body will thank you. Your body will probably be like, thank you so much. So Joe here is asking, she says, thank you, hun, I'll be purchasing them. What about taking prescriptions with it, antibiotics, etc., after surgery?
So you're completely fine with any prescription except chemo, just simply because it will clean that out. If anything, it will probably mean that what you take will have a stronger effect on you, simply because your body will be cleaner and more easily able to absorb it. So just pay attention to that. But there's no adverse reactions at all.
Great. Amy is asking, so if it's a detox, you only have to take these for some time? And she was asking before, how long do you have to take these products for?
So, I mean, it's entirely up to you. I personally have taken them for the last 10 years. I've taken them more intensely in certain periods. Like at the very beginning, I took them religiously for about 3 years, every single day, 4 times a day, because it was making such a huge difference to my body. Now I probably take it twice a day. And I take it morning and evening. Occasionally I'll have it in the day, only if I go to cities though, usually, because like one of the things I find is that the fumes in a city environment, and there's just more toxicity generally in those spaces. And so I'll find that I'll start to feel a little bit tired. And then if I have these with me, I'll take them and that will clear it. To me, they're a bit like having a shower. Basically, it's like you wouldn't not wash yourself, so I kind of carry on, but obviously you don't have to. Like, there's no it's not going to like take away what goodness has happened from you taking them, but it's just, I would recommend it's something that you do regularly, because it's something that we are exposed to. I think I was doing some research the other day for some of the writing stuff I was doing, and there's something crazy, like I think it's like 140,000 plus chemicals that have been created since the 1920s, and only about like 30 or 40,000 of them have actually been tested. Like, there's this whole other load of chemicals that just haven't even been tested. We don't even know what they do, how they affect us, and the number keeps growing each year. Like, the amount of chemicals being created that are new keeps growing. So to me, unfortunately, I think we're living in a fairly toxic world, and so this is one of the things I know I can do to keep myself clear, mentally, physically, energetically, to help me navigate a clear path through life, basically. So it's up to you how long you take it for, but I'm a huge fan, as you can probably hear. I think Erica's on the same page as me, but it's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I was reflecting on this question also. It's like, how long do you have to detox yourself? It's like, well, how long are you exposing yourself to toxins? Mm-hmm. I had an experience when I just went back to the States. The food I was eating was very different than what I'm eating here in Guatemala. I was eating a lot more sugar. I was eating a lot more processed food. And that's also why coming back, it's like, all right, I gotta do some cleaning. So Ayahuasca Ceremony, smashing my detox products. I messaged my Ayurvedic doctor to do one of those yogurt cleanses. I think it really depends on you, and like what is your environment? What are you eating? What are you being exposed to? There may be times, as Savannah said, that you'll need more detox. There may be times that you'll need less detox, and so that's it's not a one size fits all. It's really, you know, learning to read your body and what your body's asking for and what your body is telling you through the symptoms of, you know, having a cloudy mind, right? That's a symptom of having toxicity in your body, right? So you know, when we do the detox work, like, you know, especially as these empathic beings, you know, and we do it through a variety of ways. This is a great tool on that path. Other tools include meditation, include yoga, include, what would you say are some of your other favorite tools that you recommend to people to help clean themselves?
So I would say definitely, I mean, meditation, but in the form of getting present in your body as opposed to just kind of, you know, calming your mind, as it were. Like there's some breathing practices that I really love to do because it helps stimulate the vagus nerve and it brings you very into your physical experience. I really love to take time regularly to do that for myself. Nature, having time in nature, sitting and being present in nature is incredibly powerful. I feel like it also retunes our own energetic frequencies so that we are then more in tune with our natural part of ourselves and our instincts and our intuition. I would also say, I mean, we've already spoken about food. Ideally, you want to be organic if you can, just because, again, you've got natural ingredients going into the body. Your body can consume things more easily and then it can use them more clearly. What else would I say? Oh my gosh, there's so many different things I can think of.
Can I add to that?
I love crystals. You know, there's so many things.
We love crystals on
we could go off down a whole nother path.
We love, you know, I think that's what's important to speak about is like also like there are many tools on this path.
Yeah.
So it's like understanding what are the tools that work for you? What are the tools that you feel called to? You know, what are the tools that maybe you feel curious about using? Because, you know, I heard this great metaphor the other day. It's like our tools are what enable us to go further and to do more and to really, yeah, get the work done. The analogy was like, okay, say I have this plumbing job and I ask you to come over and I need you to fix my plumbing, but you can't use a wrench, you can't use anything except your teeth and your hands. Like, it's like,
good luck.
Right? Yeah, good luck, right? At the end, you're gonna be like, if you went for it, you'd be like bloody, you're gonna be broken, like, right? So it's like, it's the tools that we use that really help us get to where we want to go and really transform. These are, I believe, we have tools for transformation.
Yeah.
You know? So the meditation is a tool for transformation. Laughing is a tool for transformation. Using these detox products, this is a tool for transformation on a very like physical level. So I want to just give like quickly to Linda, my dear friend, asked a question. How much different is this than using clove, black walnut, or diatomaceous earth? She's currently taking cloves of lem hydrochloride right now.
Okay. Really different. What she's taking sounds awesome. I've done those as well, unsurprisingly. I loved them. I felt really good with taking them, although I had a little bit of a clear out with stuff. But the main difference is the piece that I was talking about, is that when you take the things that you're taking, that you're talking about, your body is going to be what's doing the cleaning. Your liver and your kidneys are going to be what's doing the cleaning. Whereas with these do their own cleaning as they go through your system.
Awesome. Great.
That's the main difference.
Let's see. Margot is asking, will that affect the plant-based enzymes and probiotic I take every day?
No, not at all. Again, you'll just absorb it better.
Okay, great. So Terry says it cleanses the metals out. Coffee and other things, it doesn't cleanse like that.
Say that again. It cleanses the metal things.
It cleanses metals out, but coffee and other things Terry, I'm sorry, you'll need to rephrase your question. So Amy asked, my friend asked if someone in the UK can order.
Yes, I'm in the UK. Shipping is free to the UK.
Nice. So Deborah asked, what is the discount code? So Deborah, if you just use the link that I've provided, you'll see it posted it's pinned to this video. It's also in the description of the video. That has the discount code built into it. Linda says Qigong. Qigong is a tool.
Oh yeah, I love Qigong.
Yeah.
I love Qigong.
Great.
I love Qigong.
Nice.
Makes me think of other things, but I won't go there today. We'll go
lemon water. She also says great. Great, awesome. So let me see anything else. Robin asked Savannah, do you have a website?
Yes, it's just my name, savannahalalia.com.
Right. And you do different things. Like you work with this detox company because you love it so much. Obviously, your path is helping people cleanse. But can you speak a little bit more about the other ways that you help people?
Yeah, well, I mean, I have a lot of things boiling under the surface at the moment. So I've worked face to face with people for about 25 years, basically coaching them in intuition. And part of that's obviously detox and cleansing. And I have, over the last 2-3 years, I've been taking all of the work of the last 25 years and putting it into the online space. So I am about to launch a little bit later this year, probably, I think it's going to be in the autumn. I've got an app and a digital program called Your Intuitive Life, which I will be launching. I'm very excited. So all of that 25 years of experience has been boiled down into 6 modules, and it's packed full of stuff. It's taken an age to put together, but I'm super excited about it.
When you launch that, let me know. Maybe I
will let you know.
Be part of your test run or.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that, my darling. For sure. And then I have a book which we've just put on Amazon last week, I think, called Human Food 101. So that's basically a whole load of, it started off as, we'll just put a little, small PDF together. We'll put it in Your Intuitive Life. And I started doing the recipes, and we were like 220 pages later. And we were like, okay, maybe this should be a book. So it has in there like all the little symbols for like which organs it helps with and all that kind of stuff. And it's quite fun. It's quite playful. It's a little bit silly, but it's also very helpful for people. And then I have some other books that are in the background at the moment, but they are. I'll share more as they come to fruition.
Nice.
Give me a little bit of time till the end of the year.
What I think is great is, Savannah, is I would love for you to keep coming on this channel and keep speaking to my audience here. I really love you so much.
I love you so much too.
I feel so grateful. I feel so grateful that you're willing to make the time and the space in your very busy life. I see you as this high vibrational, abundant woman who is just like living her best life and in your dharma, like helping people, like doing what you're meant to do. And it feels like such a gift every time that you come here and speak to us. And you actually have some interesting work also going on with your supporting women in their queendom. Can you speak a little bit about that?
The queendom as well.
Yes. The queendom.
Right back at you, Erica, because I feel exactly the same way about you. Beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, amazing. Well, thank you so much. So I think we are at a really good time here. So I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for being part of this chat. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. We're here to present some tools that we've found as women, out in the world, seeking, moving through our darkness and our challenges, having, learned and found and realized things that we're so thrilled to bring to you guys today. So many of you are open-minded and seeking and looking for the way towards the light, and that's exactly why we love sharing so much. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thanks for watching. If people have questions or if they want to reach you, is that a possibility? Like, how do they go about doing that?
Form on my website. So if they just fill that out, that comes straight to my email, and I will happily
Can you
have a chat with
spell your name?
I can spell my name.
S-A.
I'm quite dyslexic, but I think I can manage my name. SAVANNAH, and then my surname is AL, and then AL again, and then IA.
Yeah, you did it!
Woohoo! Points to me.
So if people put that in www.Savannah Alalia, how do you say your name? Alalia, such a pretty name. Alalia.com. They can find you. There's a contact form if they want to get in contact with you. And then in terms of the Pure Body and Pure Body Extra that we've been talking about today, these tools for transformation, the link is it's pinned to this video. It's in the description of the video. Go check it out. Go grab yourself a month's supply, or if you want to just jump in and maybe go for just go all in, have at it. There's nothing to lose and yourself to gain. So
absolutely.
The true self, not the self that's covered over by all the poison and all of the fear and all of like the shit from the journey. It's like when you wipe that off, when you clear all that off, like who are you really? What is the being that is there underneath the poison? All right, guys. Savannah, any last words for the people?
Just I love you. Thank you. Love yourselves. Look after yourselves. And I look forward to hearing how you get on with everything.
Awesome. All right. Love you guys. Bye. And share. Wait, stop live stream. Okay, bye.